Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dank Ferric for another deep dive into Star Wars lore. Today we're going to be looking at a specific and prestigious rank in the Galactic Empire, the rank of Moff. What they do, who they are, and what the rank grants them. But before we do that, I did want to say that I've been contacted by many of you lately with the desire to see a Discord server for the channel. And with that, I've been working with somebody to get that exact thing rolling, which should bring more life to our Dank Ferric community. So expect that soon, and without anything further, let's discuss the Moffs of the Galactic Empire.
Alderaan system.
Governor Tarkin, I should have expected to find you holding Vader's leash. I recognized your foul stench when I was brought on board.
Charming to the last.
After the reformation of the Republic into the Galactic Empire, one of the key promises of Emperor Palpatine was to ensure order. It was to build the safest and most secure society in the history of the galaxy. To do this, the Emperor had to build a system to ensure that his empire had total oversight and control on the thousands of star systems in Imperial space. One way of doing this was implementing a system of sector governors. This was actually something that Palpatine did in the concluding years of the Clone Wars, as he worked to prepare his government reform plans. But the position did not become widely known by the denizens of the galaxy until the age which was the dawn of the Empire.
In order to ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the first Galactic Empire!
These sector governors had an official title in the Imperial ranks, and that title was Moff. As their duty suggests, they did just that. They served at the highest local authority in the sectors they ran. The Moffs also worked very close to Emperor Palpatine, so much so that their reports went directly to the Emperor through Imperial advisors. These advisors were the main pipeline that allowed Palpatine to keep such a tight grip on each sector. It allowed him to get orders and mandates directly to the sector Moffs without issue or delay. Under this method, the Moffs stood in control of the 1,000 sectors across the known galaxy.
Grand Moff Tarkin, I am honored by your visit to Lothal.
My visit is hardly an honor, Minister.
I admit I was surprised to learn you were coming.
And I too have been surprised by what's been happening on your little backwater world.
However, eventually a new rank in the Moffs would rise. Perhaps the most well-known of them all. That is the rank of Grand Moff. The most notable Grand Moff being that of Wilhuff Tarkin. This rank position was not planned for, but came to be once rebel cells began to become an issue for the Empire. But do note something, a Grand Moff was not in charge of just any sector in Imperial space. No, instead they were given entire regions of space, something the Empire called oversectors or priority sectors. These would be several sectors combined into one territory or region, made up of hundreds of worlds and moons, most usually with high terrorist or rebel activity. The Grand Moff then would be the high authority there, a hand of Palpatine in all but title, and the local sector Moffs would report to him or her. Going back to Wilhuff Tarkin, he was actually the first Grand Moff, and if it weren't for his death aboard the Death Star, he would have went on to ensure the Imperial will was enforced all over the galaxy. Jumping ahead to the end of the Battle of Endor, the second Death Star destroyed and the Emperor and Dark Lord defeated, this struck not only concern into the Imperial war machine, but also political rivalries. Given the high-ranking positions, many Moffs would fight against one another for power and control in what remained of the Empire, while other Moffs came to seal off their sectors or oversectors deeming themselves independent governments or warlords, taking all resources and troops to their cause. As this happened, the death of Palpatine just proved that the Emperor was actually the true fist of the Empire, the one spine of all order. However, some loyal Moffs would keep on track with Imperial objectives, working to ensure the galaxy would know the Imperial reign again, or at least something akin to it. Just take a look at Moff Gideon, for example. But for now, the true question is, who do these remnant Moffs answer to? Time will tell us that as the canon continues to unfold in the expanding Star Wars universe. That sums up this short deep dive into Moffs of the Galactic Empire right here on Dank Ferric. If you enjoyed this video, please toss up a like to support it and the channel, and if you're new, subscribe for more regular Star Wars content here on Dank Ferric. But until next time, stay safe out there and may the Force be with you, always.